Fanfic Corner. Special Edition Fanfics. Presented by Jennifer. Spirit Night, a Dragon Prince Halloween fanfic. Written and read by Jennifer. There's a belief among the human kingdoms and Xadia that one night of the year, the veil between the world of the living and the realm of the dead thins, allowing spirits to walk among the living. Every year, the dragons, elves, and humans would wear costumes and celebrate those that were no longer with them. There were parties, visiting memorials, and the children would gather candy. This spirit night is going to be the best ever, Ezrin said. The young king was in his brother and sister-in-law's room, sitting on their bed while Callum helped Rayla put the finishing touches on her costume. The prince adjusted the wings that were strapped over his wife's dress. "You look like a queen," Callum said, leaning forward to kiss her cheek. "That's the idea," Rayla said. She was dressed as Xadia, while Callum was dressed as Evazim. A cooing noise came from the crib, and Rayla picked up her daughter Hallie. Just over 10 months old, the baby was dressed as Zim for her first spirit night. It was Callum's idea that the three of them have a group costume. "Who's the cutest little dragon?" Callum said to his daughter. "Are you ready for your first spirit night, Hallie?" Rayla asked. The newly built ballroom, made big enough for the visiting dragons, was decorated for Spirit Night. After journeying to the memorials for Queen Sarai and King Harrow, and leaving a plate of jelly tarts, considerably less than they had started out with, at each, Callum, Rayla, Ezrin, and Holly returned to the palace in time for the ball. As soon as he saw them, Zim raced over. At 5 years old, the young dragon was the size of a riding horse and dressed in a red shirt and black pants with a gold circlet on his head and his mane was dyed brown. "I've been waiting for you guys," he said. "I like your costume, Ezrin." Ezrin was dressed as Bait, and the glow-toad himself was dressed as a panther. "Thanks, I like yours, too," the king said. "He insisted on it," Xadia said. The Dragon Queen was dressed as Queen Sarai. Pariah, dressed as a crown guard, was with her. "I love your costumes," she said to Callum and Rayla, "and yours too, little one." Xadia gently touched her nose to Holly's tummy as the baby squealed happily. "Ophelia made them for us," Rayla said. Ophelia sewed as a hobby and was so good that Corvus had often said that she could have been a seamstress if she hadn't become a cleric. She had also made Ezrin's and Bait's costumes, as well as her own Moon Phoenix costume, Corvus' Moon Shadow Assassin costume, and Soren's Sun Dragon costume. "We're going to get some treats. Come on, Zim," Ezrin said. "Leave some for the other guests, Ezrin," Callum said as the two ran off. Humans, elves, and dragons milled about in the open-air ballroom, all in costume. Near one of the many bonfires, Callum and Rayla could see Ophelia, Corvus, and Soren talking with Rian and Atari, dressed as a Moonstrider and a Shadowpaw, General Amaya and Commander Gren, dressed as Sunfire soldiers, Jana, dressed as a twin-tailed inferno-toothed tiger, and Ibis, dressed as a sunbird. Smiling, the family and two dragons went over to join them. The dragons, elves, and humans believed that it wasn't just spirits of departed loved ones that were able to enter the realm of the living, but evil spirits as well, and that bonfires kept them away. Not only that, but with a chill in the night air, they were a good way to keep warm. "Is someone enjoying her first spirit night?" Commander Gren translated for General Amaya. "She's loving it," Rayla said. "Ez is already talking about taking her door-to-door to get candy and sweets next year," Callum said. In the shadows, three figures watched them. A dragon and 2 humans. The dragon, Xadia, lowered his head until it was between King Hero and Queen Sarai, as they watched over their loved ones. For the past 14 years, Sarai would cross the veil between the spirit world and the land of the living every spirit night to watch over her boys. 5 years ago, Hero and Xadia started joining her, and the peace they saw between their kingdoms and their families made it easier to return to the spirit realm at dawn. They knew they were leaving the future in good hands. Okay, before I sign off, 2 things I'd like to touch on. First off, if I mispronounced the name of Zim's father, I do apologize for that. Second off, for those of you wondering, I did combine traditions for Halloween, All Hallows Eve, and the Day of the Dead in this story, just to kind of give the feel of them actually celebrating the holiday, and also to make up the traditions of Spirit Night within Xadia and the human kingdoms. Secondly, if any of you out there have a fanfic and or short story that you would like me to do a reading on for Fanfic Corner, feel free to send it to me at either my Tumblr account or my Facebook page or my Facebook group. I will have the link for all 3 in the description section. A couple of things to keep in mind. First off, please be sure to include your name and the name of the author if you're submitting somebody else's work. If I can't credit anybody, I won't do a reading. Second, please try to keep them short. If they are a little long, I will divide them up into parts, but I do generally like to keep these videos at max 20 minutes. Third, please keep them clean and appropriate. This is basically in case any kids are watching these videos, they're not hearing anything that is really not appropriate. Same thing like with sensitive audiences. If there are any parts that I deem inappropriate for children or sensitive audiences, I will clean them up or gloss over them. But if there's way too much, I just won't do a reading. If it is a holiday fanfic or short story, please be sure to submit it 2 months prior to the holiday, and please include the name of the holiday and the date. This is just basically to ensure that I can have it up 1 month before that actual holiday, and I can't know when every single holiday is. Finally, please be honest. If I learn that somebody submitted a fanfic or a short story without the author's permission, I will not only remove all corresponding videos, but I will no longer accept any fanfics or short stories from the sender.